Yeah, definitely got to get the real estate stuff in.
Diversification as the crypto bull runs. We need more crypto bulls so Cat can sell some crypto and get more real estate.
We definitely do. Can I do a quick mic check on you in spaces and
Yeah, let me unmute. Do-do. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Bitcoin, let's go. I need 150K. Make my day.
cool. I got you loud and clear. Um, yeah, we were just chatting pre-show about real estate, Bitcoin, crypto, all the things. So we might as well kind of continue that chat a little bit. And um, so I see a lot of you guys already in the threadcast. Thanks for jumping in. Sorry for the short pre-show rambling delay, but we had a lot to talk about. Um, so Mitch and I were talking about crypto and also like the lending vaults. Um, and I've made a bunch of blog posts in the past talking about those things. But yeah, Mitch, we were talking about, lending and the yield or the interest that you need to pay. Um, it's actually a good question because I don't even know what mine is at because it's fluctuating a lot. And you were talking about so we were both in the wrapped Bitcoin vaults, just so people have the context. We were both in the wrapped Bitcoin vaults through MakerDAO, which is, now called Sky. Um, and they actually they kind of did this whole thing where Justin Sun, so if you don't know the story, Justin Sun took over Wrap Bitcoin, or at least got some position, within the BitGo ecosystem. And that caused a lot of people to get scared about Wrap Bitcoin. Uh people don't trust Justin Sun, and our audience and us are even less trusting of Justin Sun than the rest of the crypto industry because of what he did to Steam. Um, so he got into BitGo and then Summer.fi, which is just a UI, but the Sky protocol, Summer.fi, all these different protocols put out a bunch of PRs, and then there was a governance vote on MakerDAO, um, and they voted to essentially completely remove Wrap Bitcoin. So that caused obviously disturbance in the force, and the removal Wrap Bitcoin affected a lot of us who were in those, Wrap Bitcoin vaults. They ended up kind of walking that back a little bit. So they didn't completely remove Wrap Bitcoin, but they removed the ability to draw new loans on it. So if you had an existing loan, they basically said you can sit in that loan. But if you wanted to borrow more against that collateral, you wouldn't be able to. So I still actually have one of my vaults open. I just can't borrow anything against it. The only things I can do are withdraw and pay down the loan, um, which has turned out to be fine in general, just because Bitcoin's been going up a lot. So I've basically just been slowly selling some Bitcoin and paying down the loan, so that I can eventually withdraw a bunch of that Bitcoin and convert it to Ethereum. So my strategy has been actually um, converting my Bitcoin into Ethereum, uh, from that original big vault. And then, so I'm basically selling the Bitcoin into USDT, and then I'm buying Ethereum, and then I'm putting the Ethereum into staked ETH, and then I'm actually using wrapped staked ETH on the lending protocol. So that's through Aave on Summer.fi. So that's what I've kind of done with my Bitcoin position. I've been slowly dollar cost averaging out of Bitcoin and into Ethereum. And if you've been following my creator stub, if you're subscribed to me on INLEO, I've been talking about that and actually sharing screenshots of my trades and whatnot. But I've been converting and moving everything into Ethereum and then into this vault, to kind of lever up and buy more Ethereum. So I've accumulated a pretty massive position on Ethereum, basically betting that the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio is going to go from, right now it's like 0.037 or so, and I've been betting that it's going to go from around there to zero point zero 0.08, which would be essentially a 2x on all the Bitcoin that I sold to buy that Ethereum. So I'm following this trade more so in Bitcoin ETH terms and less so in US dollar terms. Obviously, I'm still focused on the US dollar. terms as well. I think what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to keep steadily going up, and eventually the altcoins are going to run. And I think Ethereum will reach new all-time highs. We're about $800 away from all-time highs for Ethereum. So the previous all-time high for Ethereum was just shy of 5 grand. Um, so I think Ethereum is going to set new all-time highs and surpass them, kind of like what Bitcoin's done. And I think that could put Ethereum anywhere in the kind of like $6,000 to $10,000 range in USD terminology. And then in terms of Bitcoin, obviously Bitcoin can continue to go up, but I think Ethereum is going to outperform it. And then we'll see the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio go somewhere near 0.07, 0.08. I'll probably start to slowly dollar cost average out of Ethereum when we get to like 0.06 plus. That's probably when I'll start to slowly dollar cost average out. But yeah, we were talking about the borrow rate. Mine, I just looked it up, is 17.5% right now. And I see it fluctuate a lot. Like
Yeah.
some days it's 7%, some days it's 20%. But it's kind of always in that range. So that's for wrapped staked ETH. I know that you're still in Bitcoin using not wrapped Bitcoin, but something else, Mitch.
Yeah, no, technically I'm still on wrapped Bitcoin.
Oh,
It was basically a different provider in essence, that you could still kind of use Summerfy as the UI, but they really aren't like involved. It's kind of weird.
got it.
I'm sure they have something set up where they're, getting some kind of fee. But yeah, looking at back on it, it was dumb because, I made the change and I got absolutely owned on ETH fees. Um, it was like 400 or 500 bucks worth of ETH to move the thing. Um, and really, what I should have done is I should have just spent that to unwind it because the reality is I'd rather be in a BTCB pool, which those exist, because now you're the savings you're going to have over time is, sizable because instead of having two, three, $400 ETH transactions, you're spending like 40 bucks, 30 bucks on TXs. So I still might bite the bullet even after and the worst part is I had made a mistake when I did the conversion. So I had actually swapped it reversed and I ended up with a bunch of USDT instead of Bitcoin. So then I was like, oh crap. So it was like a double whammy with with ETH, you just don't want to make mistakes because the fees are just still stupid even after they quote unquote fixed everything. Um, but yeah, the rates, same thing. It doesn't matter what chain you're on, the rates are similar, same thing. I was at 12 for a while and then it's 17 as of last week with all the volatility. I'm sure it'll go back down. But what I've noticed is the rates have progressively gone up on average as time goes on because when I first got involved, and yeah, bear market, not much volatility, but it was at 1%. It was a no-brainer. Then it got to like 7, 8, and that's where it stayed for a while. And then since we've kind of been back in bull mode, it's basically been 12 or higher. And, borrowing at 17% just doesn't even make sense. 12 is kind of that like Mendoza line for me. Um, but yeah, the only thing I would do different is I would collateralize on Binance Smart Chain over Ethereum just to save a ton of money on transaction fees, especially if you're going to be any kind of active and you're not doing like big amounts. So like that's the thing. Even like now, I've been thinking about borrowing more against my Bitcoin, but I was just like, you know what? Nope. Like I'm gonna wait until I want to do a sizable pull so I just deal with the transaction fee the one time instead of getting banged for like $400 every time. Like I'm trying to, it's like if I'm just going to borrow a few grand and I got to spend $400 in fees, it just doesn't even make sense. And then I'm paying 17% on top of that. So, things at least I've learned in terms of just like, the mechanics of these vaults. Um, I feel like ETH is still ETH. It's, kind of like whale games. Um, which it's funny you're talking about ETH because like I like that on TradingView now. It has the little like AI like info pop up, and I just clicked on the one for ETH today, and it shows that it says ETH whales hold 57% of the total ETH supply, valued at 333 billion, and it said wallets with anywhere from 10 to 100,000 ETH are at a record low of 33%. So. I don't know. It sounds like ETH is more concentrated right now with whales than maybe the last like year or two, which
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, I think one of the interesting things, there's been a couple interesting things when it comes to ETH. Um, there, like I saw a lot of really interesting X posts about how people were saying, what happened to ETH holders is like one of the greatest psyops, studies that could ever be conducted. If you look at various tweets, I'll probably never stop calling them tweets, but if you look at, various posts on X, that talked about uh you know the Ethereum price and the Ethereum holders over the last kind of like 3 to 6 months. There's just been like super detrimental negative sentiment. People were literally just dumping their ETH. We saw Ethereum get as low as like $2,000 this year. So people were just dumping their ETH, and really just like talking about how it was going to death spiral because of all the L2s. So all the, layer two chains that came out with less fees, and like you even just talked about moving your vault to, something like BSC that has lower fees, that's not uncommon. There's a lot of people that think that way. Uh, um, and there's a lot of people that want less fees. They just simply want to pay less fees. So Ethereum's been losing a lot of traction and users to these L2s. That being said, the bigger transactors, the whales, they still prefer Ethereum. And I've been kind of beating my head against the wall, telling people that, because they prefer Ethereum for a lot of reasons. So like a lot of us in this chat will hate Ethereum or will not like it that much. We're used to Hive, we're used to paying very low fees. But the rest of the world out there, especially the people with a lot of capital, they're used to blockchains that have some fees. And then people in TradFi or people with a lot of money, they're used to paying fees no matter what. And they will make the conscious trade-off to pay more fees, but by doing so have more security. So you look at chains like BSC and others, and there is a definite security trade-off that you have for those lower fees. So these bigger players, if you have $1 billion in capital, would you rather spend, a couple $1,000s a year, if even that, on fees to transact on Ethereum, or would you rather, save 4 grand a year, let's call it, and transact on BSC where you have less security for your $1 billion? You're paying $4,000 for security at the end of the day. So I have not bought into that whole idea that Ethereum was going to completely death spiral and lose all its activity to L2s. I think that Ethereum's lost, and Mitch kind of highlighted that in terms of who's holding ETH. I think Ethereum's lost a lot of the small players, the average Joes like us who, don't have $1 million or $1 billion or multiple billions of dollars, to open these vaults and do, DeFi transactions. That being said, Ethereum has grown in terms of these big players being there. So I don't see those big players leaving Ethereum anytime soon for many reasons, security being a big one, first mover advantage being another one. Ethereum is still superior when it comes to DeFi transactions in a secure way with large amounts of dollars. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, and I see that Vitalik put out, his like 8-part paper on the future of Ethereum, making fees more, cheaper and making the blockchain more scalable. So I personally think that Ethereum will continue to do well. And that's how I've positioned my crypto portfolio lately is, again, legging out of Bitcoin and moving into Ethereum. So if you want, the actual trades that I'm doing, that's all being posted in my creator sub. Um, but yeah, generally, I mean, Bitcoin's at all-time highs right now. Ethereum's still off of its, what are we at? Like 25% under its all-time highs. So altcoins have not fully recovered yet. And we still have,
Yeah,
room
I
to the
mean,
upside.
some have made all, the funny part is Binance coin has made a new all-time high recently. Um, and some of these newer alts, obviously Sui is at all-time highs, but it's a newer one. But most of the alts from the last cycle, from the last market full bear run, have not, and like you said, Ethereum included, and then a ton of others, and probably never will. I mean, coins like Matic, Dot, those probably will never, I don't think they'll ever see their all-time highs again. Um, so yeah, it's interesting. And we've talked about that in the past. I mean, remember 6 months ago, there was a lot of chatter and we were like, we should start a thread on this. And it's like, find the next coin, right? Because every cycle, there's you know, new players that are the 10, 100x gainers, right? It's not going to be the same ones as the prior market. And that's already kind of holding true and you see it. I mean, you know, yeah, there's some old schools that are like Solana, obviously, and like I said, even Binance made new highs, but like, these some of these newer coins that have done well already, like people that got into Sui early. I mean, you get in at 50 cents, it's at 460 now. So, you're already almost 10x if you got in early. Um, and it's in the top 20 market cap. And there's a couple other coins, that are newer. Um, But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Bitcoin dominance is obviously bouncing a little bit the last couple of days with Bitcoin making new all-time highs again. Um, I don't yeah, I don't know. I feel like it still feels like all time it made a run, even though like technically they have. I mean, it just doesn't feel like there's any kind of real run in alts yet. And I know a lot of people are talking about 2025 being the year of the alts. I hope that's right.
Yeah.
You know,
It's funny because it turns so fast, right? Like if you look historically, it can turn in like a week or 2 weeks. You can just
yeah.
suddenly be like, yeah, altcoins haven't run yet. Like we could be here, or we could be saying this right now, alts haven't run yet. And 2 weeks from now, the majority of alts are, if you track the entire market cap of alts, they could be up, several billions of dollars in the next 2 weeks.
Well, and that's what's crazy too, because like it says, like it feels like we haven't run, but that's because things basically just got back towards their highs. Like if you think about Ethereum on November 5th, Ethereum was at where were we at? We were at
2,300.
2,400
Yeah.
on November 5th. So we're talking not even a month and a half. We're talking literally a month and like a week, and we've gone from 2,400 to almost 4 grand. That's a
Yeah.
sick move.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it because you just look at it and like, oh, we're still below all-time highs. And it's like, well, are we going to consolidate before another big leg up? Because I mean, it's a it's an aggressive move. Like I'm looking at the chart. It's like the last time we had a move that aggressive was, you know, January of 24 up until March of 24, where it put in its all-time high. So it's just like, well, that was what, a couple months, a little over a couple months. So this move isn't much different. So maybe we poke through and create because we're starting from a higher base, but not that much higher. So, maybe we do poke through and create a new high at let's say 4,500, and then that's it for a while, you know. But again, this is just kind of looking at like measured moves, so to speak, on the chart. Anything can happen, especially with institutional involvement more prevalent
Right.
now.
Right.
And
Right.
then who knows? Obviously, there's all the buzz with the Trump administration and Bitcoin, a potential Bitcoin reserve. And so these are things that are just like unknowns that, you can't, it's tough to make a decision with a lot of those things out there. And, you never know if it's just going to be if it's a sell the news event or not. So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. You know how it is, Cal, as markets get more mature, they get less volatile.
Right.
So it's just like, these moves that we got back in the day, it's like, well, are we going to see moves like that? Because as markets get more mature, they get more efficient. So, I don't know if we can see, maybe we can, because, and again, like that's why I'm saying we've already had these pretty steep moves in a lot of coins. And it's like, well, is that it? Or is that just the beginning? Are we going to see that, a parabolic phase like we have most of the time in the past?
Yeah. I think the parabolic phase will come. But that's just my opinion. I mean, like you said,
I am rooting
we're already
for
up
it.
almost 2x. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here for it.
like, yeah. So, I
On
mean,
Ethereum at least.
yeah. Oh, and then like, Bitcoin has made Bitcoin is like people don't realize like Bitcoin has made a sick move. I mean, especially you look at the
Mhm.
monthly chart. I mean, it's we got four straight green candles, and the last two are pretty large. I mean, the reality is we've run essentially from 60K to 107, in a few months. It's not like a, crazy parabolic, but that's still a pretty big move.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's honestly, it's been pretty orderly, which I like. I rather the slow and steady. The fact that we got to 100K and then we consolidated in the 90s for a bunch. Like it's been slow and steady. It's kind of just riding the short-term moving averages. It's so there's no reason not to be bullish. I mean, the technicals are bullish, but yeah, I don't know, but I almost prefer a parabolic top because that's, an easier indicator of, all right, it's time to book some gains.
Yeah, it's different when it kind of happens slowly. It's like when someone, loses weight over a long period of time and you see them every day and, you don't really notice the change. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you kind of look at it and you're like, wait a minute, you know, this is a lot different. Um, I see
Anyway,
Taskmaster
so
saying
I was
30
gonna say,
minutes
what
wasted.
updates do you have for because Task hates general market talk, so
Yeah.
which
Well,
is why we usually save it for the
Task can show up 30 minutes late every day
actually
if he
that's why
prefers
we
it.
usually put it on the back end. We talk about the market at the end, so
Yeah.
he can just come for
Um,
the stuff he likes and then peace out.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well, for
so
anyone that has anything negative to say about us talking about the markets, you must not want Leo to grow.
ah,
Because keep in mind that the videographer watches these and creates clips out of them, clips and shorts, and those clips and shorts are all aimed at getting people in from the outside. So having, a 20, 30-minute talk about, things in crypto is a very valuable thing to do for growing Leo. So
I mean,
I
it's
would
all
simply say
good.
that those people are wrong.
I mean,
Um,
it's not wrong or right.
bluntly.
It's just a preference. So that's why I was like joking. I'm like, that's why we usually do it on the back end. So
Yeah,
can get what they want and then peace out. I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's allowed to have their preference.
right.
Um, I ain't mad at it. That's funny.
Yeah, but
Self-help
so
said,
you can come a little
who
late
is
to the
Hive Jim
AMAs if
Cramer?
you don't want to hear it.
That is funny.
Um,
But yeah, so I saw in the title of the Threadcast, it was the referral relaunch. So I'm assuming that's one of the major topics for today.
yeah, the referral system. So, um, I think Rainbow Dash likes the general market talk. You gotta remember that there's, an audience here that doesn't want to, only hear about one thing. You gotta have a diverse set of topics, especially if you want to capture an outside audience and refer them into INLEO.
I mean, the
Uh,
reality is that's the only value I bring on this show.
um, I was pulling up some questions about referrals. So, yeah, I've got a couple questions you guys have asked about referrals, but to give the general update, if you go back to the beginning of the Threadcast, shared some teaser screenshots about the referral program and the referral page itself. One of the new things coming in is a way to share your referral rewards. So when you're ready to claim referral rewards, there's kind of an interesting little share screen, and we copied that uh, from centralized exchanges and their referral programs and the futures. So if you guys have ever used like futures exchange pages on centralized exchanges, you'll know that there's something where you can like share your P&L. I basically copied that design and built something very similar to that, but it's called share your referral. So the ability to share information about your referrals and like your success with referrals is one of my tactics for bringing some more viral growth to INLEO. So I've seen a mod manga and a few others say that they're like waiting to do referrals until the claim button is activated for them, and I just think that that's a bad strategy. I think you should be referring people in always. It should literally just be something you're always doing. Um, the claim button, it's like, it's not like once the claim button goes live, then all your referrals count. Your referrals start counting immediately and they go all the way back to the beginning of time when we release the referral program. So at the end of the day, you should be constantly referring people in. That being said, we've been working on the claiming system. So there's two things that are kind of important to talk about when it comes to claiming. The first is that we had a threshold. The minimum threshold was $25 before. So you had to reach $25 in order to even get the claim button enabled. And then, it took a while for people to reach that. Once a few people started reaching it, we noticed that there were some issues with the actual claiming rails. So that's what we've been working on the past like week or two, is making sure that the claiming rails all work properly. I've been testing them privately and they're working well now. So as of today, I was pushing for this AMA, but the devs are still working on something in the labs environment. So once they're done with that, later today, we're going to push the claim button live, and we've also lowered the threshold. So now you can basically claim if you have any amount in there, I think it may be like $1 is the minimum. You'll be able to claim anything above that. Let's just say that the minimum is about $1. And you'll be able to claim anything above that. So the minimum threshold has been essentially eliminated. So the ability to claim going forward will be pretty much every time you earn more than $1. And then when you do hit that claim button, it'll give you that share screen. So you hit claim, the Leo gets sent to your wallet. And then a screen pops up where you can share your referral rewards and how much you're earning. And you can post that on X, you can post it on INLEO, you can post it in all sorts of different places. You can text your friends and show them how much you're making from referring in users to INLEO. But this is one of the tactics that I think will get us to our monthly active user targets. Is the referral program, and then kind of supercharging it with the ability to share your success with that referral program. So we've been working really hard behind the scenes on all this stuff. Good question from Rope. Will there be rewards in Dash for each referral? So if you are a Dash user, this is where our integrations all so if you follow the development of INLEO, we're very good at vertically stacking these developments so that they all kind of tie together in the long run. So the ability to earn in Dash is actually just earning Leo, Hive, and HBD, and then we use Leo Dex on the back end. So when you hit claim as a Dash user, you are just essentially swapping your Leo, Hive, and HBD into Dash, but you're using Leo Dex to do it. So the Leo token economy can collect some fees and then buy back Leo and support our economy. So think about the process that I just explained, and then how referral rewards are paid out when you claim them. So let's say you're a Dash user and you refer in a bunch of users. Let's say you've earned $100 in referral rewards. Now, when you go to your referral dashboard, you hit claim, you claim $100 worth of referral rewards. That actually gets paid to you as Leo. And then if you go to your dashboard, you'll see at the top where you can claim your total payouts into Dash, and you can hit, cash out to Dash. When you click that cash out to Dash option, it will also cash out your referral rewards that you just claimed. So now all your rewards get claimed to Dash. So essentially, yes, you are getting paid in Dash for the referrals. You basically just go through a process where you claim your referral rewards, similar to how you'd claim your blogging rewards, and then you'd cash them out to Dash when you're done. So it's again, all of these kind of vertically stacked integrations are all kind of coming together. Samuel said having the ability to share the successful stories on the rewarding referral earnings will be the best approach to onboarding more users. Yeah, I think it's going to create like a super viral effect. You see someone else earn $100 on the referral program, and you'll be like, holy shit, I need to wake up and get active and share my links and push them. Self-help for trolls. Yeah. So if most of you guys, your claim button will be grayed out right now. If it's not grayed out, do not click it. I mean, you can click it if you want. Nothing's going to happen. We need to flush the database, but just don't click it until we push it live. You'll know it's live because an announcement will go out and you'll see a banner in the bottom right of INLEO, how you always do when we put out a blog post. So do not claim it right now. It's not ready yet. But like I said, it'll be ready later today. and we'll put out a blog post when that's done. So when you eventually later today, when you see a blog post and it says a new announcement is live and it says referral claiming is now live, then you can go to your dashboard and claim. I saw a mod manga said there's a psychology aspect to this. I know it'll be back paid, but it'll be easier to feel motivated if I know I can claim at any time. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I can understand that. But yeah, it's a lot of people were waiting for this claim button, which I think was kind of it's just wasted time for you because you could have been earning this whole time. So Ropes asked if the INLEO referral program is available to wallets open with KeyStore. Yeah, if you sign up with KeyStore, it's available to you. And like I just said, if you claim it, you can claim it to Dash if you want. Sheeb said when Leodex V2. Yeah, we've still been testing it. Again, with things like the referral system or, Leodex, these are, and I put up a thread earlier this week about this, but with these financial tools, especially when there's claiming and swaps happening, it takes a lot of testing from us. So, we've built these things and they've been, essentially done for a while. But the hard work really begins when you release it to the testing server. Because that's when we need to test all the different variables and variants and different devices and the preventing double spends and all sorts of things. So it's extremely important that we ensure there's a lot of fail safes essentially to prevent people from double claiming or double sending or double spending in various forms. So very important that we keep these things in testing for a long time and make sure that they're fully, foolproof. I see we're already at 360 comments too.
Yeah, that's actually I see Morty's got a question that's I guess kind of a topic change, and he said, "What's up with the profile page redesign?" I forgot about
Um,
that.
yeah, we've been working on a redesign for the profile page. So, the profile page was kind of a temporary measure, and then we were always going to add more to it and also redesign it so that it just worked better in general. So yeah, that's coming. I put out a thread and asked for some suggestions. So if you go find that thread, or if you just want to post a top level thread with hashtag feedback, and just talk about anything you want to see on the referral page, we're still kind of in the design phase of that process. So you can still have some input and before we release the new version. But yeah, the new version will have some cool new features on it and just generally be designed a lot better.
Shorts are still MIA because of three speak.
Yeah, well, Three Speak's been kind of like intermittently um back on and off. But we're still getting errors from them. So I've been reaching out to their team trying to figure out why. Um Trying to figure out why that is. And I once we get those resolved, then shorts will be back. But yeah, we still when our server tries to communicate with Three Speak, when you guys upload a short, we still get returned with 500 errors. Um, So it's until that's resolved, you won't be able to upload shorts. But I'm looking forward to it, especially with the new videographer. I don't know if you guys have seen on X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube, but the videographer has been making really cool shorts out of the AMA clips and the growth call and the chain chatter calls, and also just general YouTube videos that get put up on the Cal channel. He's been making some really cool clips and shorts out of those that have been propagating in all four of those major outlets, and then it'll be five
Nice.
outlets when INLEO shorts are back.
Nice. Uh, that's funny. My manga decided to not put his hands on the hot stove and hit the claim button. And apparently now it says he has $0 unclaimed, yet didn't receive any funds.
Yeah, like I said, don't click on it, but
That's
we'll
yeah.
put out a post later today.
Don't touch the hot stove. Okay.
Okay, let me touch it.
Um, Hijats asked, could there be a 2-minute update in the AMAs with the latest news from the Dash universe so that Lions keep up to date with that ecosystem?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
He basically said, can there be like a 2-minute update in the AMAs each week so about the Dash universe so that Lions are kind of up to date on the Dash ecosystem?
Yeah, that could be something we do in the future. We would just have to pull some of their content from all the places. I mean, it would be helpful, like you guys could look at their, because I know that they cross post all their X stuff on INLEO. So if we just
Nice.
kind of pulled up their INLEO account, we could talk about whatever they've been threading about.
Right on. What do we got? Any plan to have a leaderboard for referrers?
Yeah. So if you actually go to the leaderboard now, um, the a part of the point system is actually related to referrals. So I'm just loading it right now, but I'm typically in the top three positions. Right now I'm number two, and 1,600 of my points are coming from referrals. So you get 100 points per referral for the general leaderboard. But yeah, I think we should do a referral leaderboard, and in general, like especially in the last couple of weeks of this year and then early next year with all the monthly active user targets that we have. Um, a lot of updates are going to be focused on referral, and kind of turning it into a viral aspect of INLEO. Um, so yeah, I think a referral leaderboard could be pretty cool. But like I said, that share my referral rewards screen is going to be really valuable as well, I think. And yeah, if you guys are noticing this issue, I don't know if anyone's commented it, but if you guys have been noticing that in the threadcast, excuse me, when you get past 300 comments, um, if you reload the page, you'll have a hard time refreshing the new comments. We're still working on that. It's a Hive node issue, but we're trying to create a workaround for it in our half instance. Uh, Cardoso said, when referring users, also remember to educate them about the importance of engagement. Yeah, there's a lot of good strategies out there that you can do, and I'm sure some people in the community can start posting blog posts about strategies to maximize your referral rewards. You know, the referral system is a tiered system. So if you go to the referral page and click how it works, that that module will tell you how you actually earn the referral rewards. So you can earn up to $50 per referral, so per user you bring in. That being said, you get 10 Leo when the user signs up, and then you get more Leo as they do actions on the platform. So if you just sign up a million accounts, but they don't actually do anything, you'll earn 10 Leo times a million. You'd earn 10 million Leo, which would be nuts, obviously. Um, so you know, but that being said, like that's your cap then. If those users actually start engaging, that's where your earnings really start to take off. When those users start creating threads and start creating blog posts and start commenting, and if they ever go premium, that's where your actual rewards for the referral program will start to get closer to $50. Otherwise, they're just going to sit at the lower end of the spectrum. So one thing I've been doing just to talk about best practices is I go to the referral page regularly, and when I notice that I have a new referral, I'll click on their username, and then I'll make a thread and tag them, and I'll say welcome to InLeo, and if you have any questions, you could tag me. So that's one strategy you can do because then they'll get it obviously popped up in their notification page. So, maybe they signed up and they left for a little while and they'll come back later. If you make a thread and you tag them, then they'll see that you saw that they signed up. Then maybe they'll reply to you and then you get Leo because they made a thread. And then maybe they make a couple more threads and you'll get more Leo. So again, it's up to the way we design this referral program, I think is really with the goal in mind of you guys becoming the ultimate marketing squad for Leo, where now you're incentivized to not only onboard a user but retain them because the more they get active, the more you earn personally from the referrals. So the way we design this program is really with incentivizing you guys to get them hyperactive. I saw Rope ask, the referral program can only claim up to $50. Um, we already covered the other two parts of that question. No, so you can earn up to $50 per referral. So if you refer in 10 users and you click how it works and it shows you, the table of how you earn. If they do all the actions in that table and you referred in 10 users, you're going to get $500. So you'll get $50 per user. So you'd be able to claim $500 in the referral dashboard. And there's no time limit on that. So like if you refer in a user and it takes them 2 years to do that whole how it works list, then over the next 2 years, you'll slowly get the Leo from all of those actions just whenever they're completed. Rope also said, I'll try this new referral system. I have many friends in Spanish that would be happy to be here. Yeah, bring them in and use the hashtag Spanish hashtag on INLEO. And there's a lot of people who do speak Spanish and are active on INLEO. So bring them in and make sure you kind of handhold them so you can also maximize your own rewards and just keep them active. David said, how many referrals can I get in a day? It's unlimited. You can do 1 million in a day if you're capable of it. Yeah, Chantal replied to him and said, I think there is no limit. It all depends on your referring skills. That's exactly right.
Bring all the peoples.
Bring all of the people. Uh, Budona said, I saw someone made an NSFW thread without using the NSFW tag. I think that is wrong. Yeah, if you're going to make something NSFW, you should definitely use the hashtag. Otherwise, people in the community will just downvote it and generally
Yep.
remove it.
Downvote time.
And yeah, you could get kind of muted from the feeds for that. Um, and I do have some NSFW updates in the future coming, that will essentially auto dictate where some things go. And then you'll also be the community, kind of similar to community notes on X. You guys will be able to click the three dots menu. And if something's NSFW, you can say report as NSFW, and it won't actually do anything negative to that user. So this is going to be separate from the downvote button. It won't do anything negative to that user if they forgot to use the hashtag. Instead, it will simply tell the UI, hey, this is NSFW and it's in the main feed. Make sure it's not in the main feed anymore. And if like more than 3 people do that, then it will get removed out of the main feed and pushed to the NSFW feed only. So that's going to be kind of an important community curation aspect, especially as we continue to grow. It hasn't really been a huge problem yet, but I do think that when we get to like 100,000 monthly active users, it could be a big deal. Makashima said, referrals can come from friends and family, like in network marketing. That is a lot better than ads due to the personal connection. That's another great perk of paying people to refer more users. Yeah, I 100% agree. The stickiness of new users is supercharged by the referral program, and having people who are already INLEO users bringing in new people. If you come in, you're kind of coming in from the dark. And I've always given this analogy that if you had a town and you have people in that town, just call it a small town, and someone's wandering by and they decide to move to that town by themselves. Like they don't know anybody in the town, they're not coming with anybody, they're just solo moving into that town. They're going to have a much less enjoyable experience than say someone who let's say there's another person and they've got a friend in that town who invites them to move to the town. Now you come and you join your friend, you've already got one friend, and then your friend is going to introduce you to all their friends in that town. They're going to show you around, they're going to show you where the shops are, what there is to do nearby. And generally your experience, moving to that town is going to be far superior than the person who just joined blindly. Um, so look at it that way with INLEO, that if someone stumbles on an X ad, and we are running a lot of X ads right now, and they come to INLEO, they're going to have a much harder time enjoying it and sticking around than someone who, let's say, Mitch invites to join INLEO, and then he shows them around. He says, "Here's the power users. Here's how to blog. Here's how to thread. Here's how to comment, upvote, stake and earn more rewards." So he's going to show them around. They're going to have a much better time in the town, which is in Leo.
100%. And you know what? The user experience is definitely key because that's evolved over the years. And the reality is like,
Shima also said, "Oh, Mitch, I think you're muted."
crap. Forgot I'm muted.
You're
Um,
good.
Nothing. You're making a good point. And the user experience has evolved over the years and it'll continue to evolve. And it's super important because, you know, you need that initial engagement to get continued engagement. And like the reality is, I pretty much exhausted my entire normie network last, quote unquote bull run when, INLEO was newer. And, all of them have accounts, but none of them are, active on INLEO anymore. And I think that had I brought them on now, that experience and outcome would be different. Um, as the platform is more evolved now, as opposed to, the early stages where, you're kind of like in startup mode. So yeah, tap your networks because at least now you're in a better environment and you can get referral rewards.
Yeah, just imagine that you onboard, 10 people IRL. You get them all to create an account, make a couple of threads. Let's say that, out of the 10, let's just say that five of them maximize your potential rewards because you get them to make, more than 100 threads, and you get them to be really active. They make some blog posts, and over time they get even more active. So let's say that those five people actually maximize your payout. That's going to be $250 for you just from those five. And then if the other five had any level of activity, you'll earn something from them as well.
Yeah,
So
the
the
threads is
potential is there. The
yeah, threads
potential
are
is there.
key. I mean, shorts are good too. Shorts and threads are both key because, when I onboarded people, we were pretty much just long form. And I only really had like one or two buddies that, um, did blog posting to begin with. So I think there's definitely an opportunity because, if I'm bringing my network on this time around, I think there's a lot more engagement because threads alone exist.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is
It's definitely
now.
easier to sell them on threads.
100%, because everyone's just used to short form everything, whether they're on X, whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on Instagram. Like that's just what it is.
Ahmad Manga said, letting the community market as NSFW will be a lifesaver, but I wonder if it'll be abused. Yeah, I mean, that's at the end of the day, people can abuse things as much as they want. The important thing is creating the tools, for people to go on both sides. So I think, we need to have something where if three people mark something as NSFW, then it gets moved to the NSFW feed. And then let's say if three people go to the NSFW feed and they see something that was wrongly put there, then if three people do that, they can unvote it out of the NSFW feed. So I think having both of those things is you need both of those levers.
I'm waiting for my threads to update. Although I might be updated. I got a minute ago. This is my last. Oh, apparently some people lost the comments.
The best thing you can do is stealth invite your hive friends to your other friends. Self-help for trolls. Stealth invite your hive friends to your other friends. I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I'm trying to figure out what that means. Invite your Hive friends to, oh, meaning people you're friends with on Hive, getting them to invite their friends using your link, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then they
Well,
tell a
I don't know if you guys
friend.
have noticed this, but if you use the three dot menu to copy the thread or blog post of any other user, it will actually have their referral code attached to it. So, the kind of
Oh, that's
the one of
cool.
the yeah, one of the thinking the kind of logic behind that is if someone's creating like really amazing content on the platform and they're doing it consistently, they're obviously adding a lot of value to the platform. Someone else may come in and say, okay, well, I want to kind of support this author, but my upvote's maybe not worth as much as I wish it was. And obviously there's no tipping on INLEO yet. So a way you can support that author is copying their link and sharing it. Because then if someone gets referred in and they join based on reading the blog posts of self-help for trolls, for example, and you shared that link, then he actually will get the referral rewards for that new user. And we designed that also the way it works. I've mentioned this a few times, but it's worth mentioning again that we copied the Amazon affiliate link structure for that. So let's say I copy the link of Self Help for Trolls' latest blog post and share it. And let's just say someone on X clicks that link. For the next 30 days, that person has a cookie in their browser. And if they like, let's say they leave INLEO and come back 10 days later and then sign up, self-help for trolls will still get that referral. So anything within 30 days of clicking that original link. Um, and it does work on the latest. So it's basically the latest link is the latest cookie. So let's say I share the one from Self-Help for Trolls, then the person doesn't sign up. 5 days later, I share a link from Scaredy Cat Guide, and then that person clicks that link, and then they eventually sign up. Scaredy Cat Guide is going to get that referral. So it's the latest referral code that was shared to that user. He clarified and said stealth introduce. I'm going to reread his original thread now with that information. And I lost it.
I don't want to hit the refresh on my browser because I'm afraid I'll lose the comments altogether.
Yeah. Well, what will happen is if you refresh, it takes 3.5 minutes to pull the comments.
Damn.
And that's a Hive limitation. We're trying to figure out a workaround for that, but
Well, that might
it's
make
a
sense because right now,
sizing thing.
oh no, I just got it just populated, so now I'm back up to 3 minutes as my last comments that came.
So the best thing you can do is stealth introduce your Hive friends to your other friends. I still don't get it. I don't get what you're trying to say.
I don't know, it just makes
Stealth?
me
Why
think
would you need
of
to stealth introduce them?
it
That's
just
what I
makes
don't
me
get.
think of a throwback movie quote with Wayne's World, and they tell a friend, and they tell a friend, and then like it keeps showing more boxes of his face, and they tell a friend, and so on. But that's essentially what we need. Friends telling friends about InLeo.
Yep. Network effects. Network effects.
I don't know why Liquid Eye posted a GIF of a woman holding a mic to a cat, but maybe that was my cue to speak. Hilarious. What hold on, I saw where did she no, that's comments. Yes, big fan. Basically just onboard and teach them how to engage or engage with them. Engage with your friends on InLeo as opposed to other outlets.
Actually chatting with the devs right now in real time about this threadcast issue because we've been trying to diagnose it, and it's much easier to do with the live feedback.
Live action, live bullets.
Yep. So we figured it out. What we're gonna do is, if you guys want a little live development behind the scenes, what we're gonna do is create a half SQL instance that pulls. So from now on, Threadcast will be in half SQL. And what we're going to do is essentially when a threadcast surpasses 200 comments, it's going to go into a different threadcast mode. We're going to call it like light mode or something. We'll come up with something for it. The only thing that's going to change, it'll make threadcasts a lot faster, by the way. The only thing that's going to change is you can't pull payout data through half SQL right now. We are trying to get the creator of half SQL to add that, but you can't pull payout data from half SQL. So you're once a threadcast surpasses 200 comments, you won't be able to see the payouts directly in the threadcast. But the kind of workaround we're just going to do for now until it's added is the payout value will just say click to see payout, and then you have to open the thread in like the full page view from the threadcast in order to see the payout. So other than that, though, it'll look identical. So small price to pay, but then Threadcast will work flawlessly.
Um, Dagger 212 said, "Can I onboard my whole family and then have a way to just have a private feed for them, like my whole extended family on here, and they want to just chat with the family?" I mean, obviously you can just come up with a tag like, you know, Dagger 212. Obviously everyone can see it, but
Right.
I don't know outside of using a tag, how else you would go about it. I don't know if you know a better way.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's probably the best way. You could even create a community, and then you can make a list with all your accounts in it. So then you can just easily track all the threads being created. But like Mitch said, your comments are and your comments or threads, they're all still going on the blockchain. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Create a community makes sense. And then obviously at the end
yeah.
of the day, just tag. Because then you'll definitely, everyone will see, um, the posts just by paying attention to that tag in terms of like the quote unquote family.
Yep. I see my manga
Uh,
has 50 referrals already.
yeah, he's freaking out about hitting the claim button, and
But I said not to hit it. We
it
are
shows
gonna reset it. We'll reset it. You'll be fine. But that's why I said not to
make
hit
him
it.
sweat, make him sweat.
Make him sweat. I'm gonna go in there and personally change his database entry. Just
Ah,
kidding.
damn. So what
We
you got?
actually can't do that. It's again and actually a short, speaking of the shorts that the videographer is doing, there is a short that just got posted on my X account that talks about why INLEO puts everything on the blockchain, including referrals. So all
Nice.
this data is let's say that tomorrow, nuclear scenario, INLEO disappears, the UI is gone. We can't do anything anymore, from a team perspective, but the blockchain still exists. All the data from referrals, threads, shorts, everything is still accessible on the blockchain. So that's how INLEO, builds everything, premium, everything, all the data, the main APIs and all the different data that we pull, and we push it all to the blockchain. We pull it all from the blockchain. So anyone could easily spin up INLEO in other forms by pulling all that data.
Sweet. I'm gonna start a spoof site called Outleo.
I thought it'd be
Let's
called
go.
Catleo.
Could do Cat Leo. And my manga's got 50 referrals already. Damn, bro. Is that
Got to see
right?
people stepping it up.
Damn. I don't even know 50 people like that I could even, at this point, I could even onboard onto crypto social media. Like I said, I already smoked my network last cycle.
Post it on your TikTok.
Yeah, I could. Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, I planned to do that. I know. I got a little more, I mean, I'm not active, but I like kind of been back on it again the last
Yeah,
couple
I saw a
months.
video
And
pop up from you the other day or
yeah, I just
yesterday,
been
I think it
doing
was.
random posts. Like I'll either talk about Bitcoin or I'll like share some like random like life quote.
Yeah.
Um, but it's funny because like even after being idle for like whatever it was, year and a half, 2 years, I still have like 3,000, I think, followers on there. Um, But yeah, the videos don't get a ton of views. They get like 250, 300 views. Um, yeah, really, I need those TikTok folk, the newbie crypto folk on TikTok to buy the Scaredy Cat Bitcoin book. Cat needs reviews on Amazon. Bitcoin Christmas presents for all.
Bitcoin Christmas
Morty
presents.
Morty said, do we really want porn to kill the lion? We really need to have a working filter in place to be able to hide that if unwanted.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's again, it's not super prioritized right now because it's not a problem. And at the end of the day, we essentially have community rules around not doing it right now. So, it's just we need to prioritize other things. But yeah, I mean, right now, if you do it too much, you'll get just removed from the main feeds. But once we have the systems in place, then it will just automatically push it to a different feed, and you'll have to go into your settings and enable NSFW if you want to see any of it.
Yes, indeed. What do we got? Quarter after? All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Mama
going.
said, I don't know, I don't even know 50 people to refer, and he said, me neither. I just posted my links on certain websites. Couldn't retain any of the 50 though. I'll try a different strategy next, but would love to spend of the Leo I earned before to try it.
That's smart too. I was thinking about like anyone, because at this point, like I'm not involved in any other crypto communities. I mean, I used to be, a few years ago when I was kind of like all in terms of just crypto universe, ignoring IRL stuff. But yeah, anyone that's involved in any other crypto community, that's a prime place to be promoting in Leo and use your referral link.
Yep.
Um, so, it's like example, like if someone just happened to be active on, the Dash community, you know, even now, but prior to the, you know, Dash integration. So it's like, because I mean, there's plenty of people on here that are, invested in and have an interest in other coins and other chains. So um, I think those communities are your opportunity to onboard people to INLEO.
Yep. And especially with the earn in and pay in anything that's coming. Like right now you can earn in Dash, you can pay in Dash. But you know, with the update coming where you can earn in anything, pay in anything, that's going to be even more, that's going to make it even easier to onboard people from other crypto communities.
Yeah, it just made me think of somebody on INLEO whose blog posts I read that I they might not even know that referrals are a thing. I'm actually gonna comment on one of his posts because I'm pretty sure he's active on other crypto communities just because, there's so many different crypto coins that he invests in and does, like analytical posts on. And I think that's also so that's the reverse, right? So we're talking about um referring people, obviously into InLeo, but also getting oh, Cal's gone. We lost Cal. I don't know if we're live anymore. Cal is gone.
Can
Cal is back.
you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm
Okay.
assuming the live dropped or no?
I think it kept it up. I have a failsafe, so it should still be up. Let me just check. I mean, we were getting towards the end anyways, but yeah, my connection just dropped out. I'm not really
Word.
sure why.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
sure. I mean,
we've still been live.
all right, cool.
it kept live as long as you were in it. I think it's able to kind of ping
Yeah,
off of you.
I mean, you dropped off and popped on crazy fast. You were right back on like 30 seconds later.
Gotta be quick.
Gotta be quick. Gotta be quicker than that. I got you a
Um,
dollar. Yeah, I was
yeah,
just saying
how
how
no.
when it comes to referrals, I think there's a lot of opportunity within the INLEO ecosystem. I think there's plenty of active INLEO users that probably don't even realize that the referral system is available or even live. Like plenty of people that are just, active content creators, especially on the blog post side. And I was just
Yeah.
mentioning, earlier I was mentioning someone I thought of, and I'm gonna drop a comment in one of his posts and be like, "Yo," because I think he's, active on other crypto communities. So get the word out in-house as well. This is funny. There's so much talk about NSFW, and I'm like, I can't even remember the last time I saw something come through my feed that was NSFW, whether tagged or not tagged. Duh. Self-help said, maybe we onboard the Tron community. I'm joking. Don't kill me. I mean, there would be some ultimate irony. In fact, talk about, I would call that the ultimate 50 Cent move, aka the ultimate petty move, because he literally is the petty king. On board the Tron community to absolutely just piss off every Hive faithful. Oh, terrible idea, but it would be hilarious.
Uh,
Anywho,
Makashima said, adding more to my delegation while listening. That means more Leo for me on the next delegation payout. Delegated high powers
nice,
used to curate lions. Yep, that's
nice.
exactly right. We need more people. Um, we need more people delegating. It's really valuable for the ecosystem. So definitely good to see that.
Uh, Lucial, or however you pronounce that, asked, "Where's Eric? He's been gone for a while." Yes, everyone misses Eric. I miss Eric too.
I kind of like the two-person AMAs too.
Yeah, three people's
I've even been
tough.
doing, yeah, it's tougher with three people. Then it's more like a round table. And then I've even been doing some more like solo broadcasts. So
Yeah,
last
which I
week
think
I
is
did,
good.
yeah, last week, actually a few people, I think Morty was one of them, said it was one of the best podcasts that we've done. I don't know if I would really call it a podcast, but it was just me with my screen shared and basically just doing like a live AMA where people could ask questions about the UI specifically and like how to do things, and I would show it live on my screen. Um, and I called it more of a walkthrough. So,
That's actually, yeah, awesome. I mean, more of that. Speaking of, next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, so
oh,
I will
sorry.
not be around.
Damn, we lost the cat for Christmas holidays.
I will be on a plane actually
Oh
at that
wow.
time. Yeah, I should
All
be
right.
probably just landing into New York during the AMA.
That's fair.
And then the following Tuesday is New Year's Eve, which I have no idea if I'm around or not. I think
um,
so.
yeah, I mean we can figure it out. We can figure it out. Next Tuesday I'll still be will I still be I'll still be available, I think, at the
There you
normal
go. You
time,
can
maybe
do
slightly earlier, but
Christmas Eve special.
I'll do a Christmas Eve Lion special for the community.
There
Uh
you go.
Solo Dolo.
Yeah, I will be away from keyboard. But whatever. I mean, honestly, like I'm here when I can be, and if not, seems like the solo ones go well because it's all good at the end of the day.
Yeah. People, you got to give the people what they want.
Um, well. Leo talk, especially if Taskmaster's around.
Yeah,
I mean, all right, so I mean, I'm pretty caught up, but my comments are 3 minutes behind, so I don't know if there's been any new questions, but I'm ready
I'm
to
pretty
wrap.
caught up.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Vic
wrap it.
Van asked about the Threadcast glitch. Yeah, I mentioned a few minutes ago, but we are, during this Threadcast, we were able to pull some data and finally get a solution. So by the time the next AMA rolls out, we should be good.
Nice. On a complete random sidebar, just because I know you're a fan and own it, dude. Tesla stock, holy rocket ship, bro. When you look at the monthly,
Oh my
it's
God.
comical. It is literally a vertical line for two candles, and I'm like, how do you not protect yourself here? Like, obviously, my buddy Mike that's got a bunch of Tesla. I'm like, he's been selling covered calls, and I'm like, dude, if you want to sell covered calls, now's the time to do it. I'm like, I don't know how much further this thing can run before there's some kind of pullback. Like that's insane, that move.
Yeah, it
I
it
want to
is it's wild.
I want to see Bitcoin make that move.
Dude, I'm just like, so I think we talked about this maybe during the AMAs or something, but I have owned Tesla for a long time, and then I bought some, when it kind of dipped and people were just talking total shit about it. I think this was what, in April 2024. Not too long ago. I
Yeah,
mean, we're talking like maybe 6 months ago. I
yeah,
started buying more, and my average, I'm just like, I pulled it up right now. I still haven't sold any. Because I was like buying it thinking I'm going to hold this for the next, 10, 15, 20 years because,
yeah.
I'm a believer in like I missed the boat on Nvidia, for the AI play, but I think Tesla is a good AI play, and I'm sure, Taskmaster, I don't know if he's still in the audience because he hated our market talk so much. But I know he's a big, lover of Tesla and robotics and AI, and what they're doing with AI. So I know that he was talking about, Tesla's value prop in the future being AI, robotaxi based, and I'm a firm believer in that as well. So I mean, they haven't even done any of that stuff yet. Tesla's just rocket shipping, but I don't think that that's going to change. I still think Tesla's going to be the most valuable company in the world. By the way, Apple just hit, or is about to hit $4 trillion
Jesus.
today. That I saw that earlier. So I think Tesla, what is Tesla's current market cap? What is the
I don't even know, but
cap on?
whatever it is, it's a hell of a lot higher than it
It's
was a
around a
month
trill.
ago.
Yeah, it's 1.5 trillion.
Wow.
So I think that Tesla will eventually surpass Apple. So that's more than like, call it like a 3x because Apple's probably going to grind higher in the meantime. So, a 3x from here, I still think is possible for Tesla, given robo-taxis, given a future with, them succeeding in various forms when it comes to AI, from a hardware perspective. And then Elon's going to crush it with AI from a software perspective with Grok and X. So, given all of that, I think that Tesla's still going to perform super well. So I'm kind of in an interesting place here where a lot of the Tesla shares I bought, I'm just looking right now, I'm up 168% on those shares since April. I'm looking at my last purchase was April 29th. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, where do we go from here? I really don't know when it comes to Tesla, but I, haven't been planning to sell my stock and honestly don't really want the short-term capital gains on it. Um, so I guess we'll see. Being up that large of a percent makes me want to sell some, but I think it's going to run so much higher and I don't need that money. So to me it still feels like a hold, even though I know it's just looking at the chart is nuts. Um,
Yeah. I mean, Tesla is just like Bitcoin for me. I bought it at a good price, quite some time ago, and then I never bought more. So, I've been holding Tesla and I don't have a lot, but I bought it in my IRA however much time ago it was, but my average price is like in like the low mid ones. But I've been holding it for, quite some time. So yeah, that's done well. And just like with Bitcoin, which I wish I had a hell of a lot more, you know. So
yep.
and yeah, it's in my IRA because I bought it, same thing. I'm like, this is a long-term hold. Either this is gonna work out great, um, and be one of the best investments I ever make, or it's just gonna be a complete bubble. So I was like, either one's fine. You got to pick something.
Right.
So I don't know. I was just
Yeah, I
looking
mean, I
at
don't think
the
it's a bad play
no.
to
I
just
was
hold
just
it.
you're talking about valuation, so I just pulled up total crypto market cap just because I was curious. We're at 3.66 right now, pretty much, right at all times highs. I mean, it basically just made an all-time high earlier today at 3.7. Um, I'm curious what it is without Bitcoin. I've been looking at that lately. What is this one? Yeah, so total market cap without Bitcoin, we're at 1.55. The all-time high is 1.64, which we just put in 10 days ago.
Wow.
So it's a little further off the highs than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's pretty much at the highs right now. There's also another one that shows it without Bitcoin and Ethereum. That one I find curious because even though Ethereum's an alt, it's still, it's the biggest alt. It's old school. So that chart looks the same as the one with ETH, where it's like, off the highs from earlier this month. That's just over 1 trillion. That's crazy. Think about it. Remember when like it was exciting when it's just like Bitcoin, hit the 1 trillion. Like right now, all the alts, like excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, all those other alts have a $1 trillion market cap now. Which I guess
Yeah,
is
I mean,
nothing considering how many alts there are.
yeah, it's nuts. I mean, it's crazy how much value has been poured into crypto, but it's again kind of like that weight loss thing where
Yeah.
it's happened so steadily over a long period of time. Like, well, it happens steadily and then all at once, like it's that value is being built up. And then now that the bull market's kind of here and hitting certain coins, you're just seeing that value kind of mature. But it kind of happened right in front of our eyes. And it just, it's one of those things where when you have a front row seat, you start to get too used to it.
Yeah. I gotta stop looking at charts. It just doesn't make me bullish. Like I'm just looking at even the market, like even the total market cap. I'm looking at the run, and then like we're starting to consolidate. And I'm looking at past moves. I'm like, yeah, big run, and then literally a long consolidation, and then like kind of even a dip, and then sideways again. I'm like, are we already there, or is there more room to run? I guess we'll find out come March, April next year.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well,
Magashima
everyone.
said, we could leave off with this. Magashima said, I cannot wait to see my protocol users start to come in droves. Dash made us 3x threads usage. This partnership style works great for both communities. I wouldn't mind Tron users either. Drama does create engagement. It does do that. Anything that's listed on Maya Protocol is fair game for us to go after for partnership. So the next partnership you see is going to be Maya Protocol, and then we're connecting with a bunch of Thorchain people right now and getting ready for that as well. So that'll be the
Nice.
third partnership. And then fourth, fifth, sixth, we'll be doing in 2025. So before the end of this year, over really the next 2 weeks, you're going to see the Maya protocol and Thorchain partnerships take off. We're probably going to do them kind of at the same time because they're both obviously very interlinked communities. So join INLEO, earn cacao, and join INLEO, earn rune initiatives are about to kick off. And then you'll also be able to buy premium and buy creator subs using anything listed on Leo Dex. So, Dash, Rune, Cacao, Bitcoin, ETH, USDC, Arbitrum. You'll be able to buy premium, buy creator subs using any of those cryptos. Um, so that's what the dev team's been hard at work on behind the scenes.
So remind everyone how this is beneficial to the Leo token.
Few ways. I mean, first of all, monthly active users are critical for us. That's the lifeblood. Without monthly active users, we would just be dead. We'd be vaporware. Um, So that's kind of the first key piece. And then in terms of actual real revenue, it's from two things. One, when people cash out, because I know that that's the main concern, we essentially are collecting fees for pass and go. So it's kind of like if you've ever played Monopoly. Every time you cash out, you're going to pay fees to the Leo token, and those fees come in various forms. One is obviously the Arbitrum bridging fee. Another one is the Leo Dex affiliate fee on Maya, and that fee actually gets essentially paid to us from Maya. And then any Leo Dex swap fees. So we're essentially earning fees every time you pass go. Then the other aspect of it is closing the loop. So that's right. We have one direction where you earn rewards, and then those rewards get cashed out through the cash out button. And keep in mind that it's not just Leo, it's also HBD. So while some Leo is getting sold, all the that gets sold is every dollar of that is volume that creates swap fees for Leo, and 100% of those fees by Leo. So it kind of creates a nice little loop there. But to close the bigger loop, you need people to be able to spend in your economy. So there's really two key aspects to having a really powerful economy. You need people to be able to spend, and you need people to be able to earn. So we have the ability for people to earn, and that's through the cash out mechanism. So earn in Dash, earn in Kakao, earn in Rune, and you do that through the cash out button. And then we need the ability for them to spend to make our economy go round. And the way that works is spend in Dash, spend in Kakao, spend in Rune. And you do that with premium and creator subs. So all those users who are earning rewards now are potential premium customers, and they're also potential creator subscription customers. They'll be able to buy premium. Let's just, so we just make it a little shorter. They'll be able to buy premium using Dash, Kakao, and Rune. And they're also earning Dash, Kakao, and Rune. So they're more likely to spend Dash, Kakao, and Rune because it's like a closed loop. Like they're like, well, I made $15 last month on INLEO, you know, and I hear that premium actually allows me to earn more, and I get really cool features, and I get Leo AI and all these other things. So I might as well go out and buy premium with 10 out of the $15 I just earned. Now they spend, let's say their Dash to buy premium, and 100% of that $10 buys the Leo token off the market. And by the way, when you spend on InLeo, there's also a fee that gets captured by Leo Dex, and 100% of that fee also buys a Leo token. So we have a lot of different value accrual mechanisms every time someone passes go. And then also closing the loop of when they want to buy things is really important. So to have a successful economy, people need to be able to earn the currency, and they need to be able to spend the currency. And you want to make those two things as easy as possible.
Yeah, and it's key that, this transaction fees is part of that because, there is that narrative, so to speak, of, let's just say, hypothetically, Dash users are like, well, I don't really care about Leo token, so whatever I earn, I'm going to sell, or whatever it is. And that's fine because there's value add there due to transaction fees and obviously and the liquidity pools. So cool.
Yep.
Let's go, Leo to the moon. I'm ready.
I think we're going to see some interesting stuff. Keep in mind, all of this stuff is Leo Dex volume, and as Leo Dex grows, that's all trading volume that buys the Leo token as well. So really just again, I can't stress enough how valuable users are to the Leo token economy because we've put all these value accrual mechanisms in place, and now it's about scaling up. So we're already earning, $1,700 a month from premium. We're already earning $200 a month from creator subs. We're already earning, $400 a month or so from Leo Dex swaps. So, it's very minuscule amounts of money, but we have a minuscule user base. So
Yep.
imagine a future where that user base 10x's and 100x's, and all those value capture models 10x and 100x. And
Yeah, I
that's where
mean,
Leo's future value is going to come from.
yeah, exactly. I mean, heck, imagine having as much user activity as like Pancake Swap.
That'd be nuts.
That would be nuts.
Yeah.
Be $3, $4 Leo, no problem.
Oh, easily, easily. I mean, I think a dollar Leo is on the horizon pretty soon. I
Uh,
would I would be surprised if we're not there, as some of these other altcoins start to wake up. And I mean, Leo's already up 2 or 3x from the bottom, but when the other altcoins start to really wake up, I think we could see things take off. Leo has such tight supply, and I think people
Not
forget
financial
that.
advice,
Not financial advice, never is.
especially from Cal, the ultimate perma bull for Leo.
Yeah, permable. I have to be. I mean, I have to be a
Yeah, you
permable. You know
better
what I
be.
mean?
You better
If I
be. You gotta
wasn't, then why
be
would I be doing any of this?
exactly. You gotta be like the equivalent of Michael Saylor with Bitcoin.
Yep.
So cool. All right. Well, everyone have a good holiday, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff, and see you either the tail end of the year or in the new year.
Yep. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to Mitch. I
Yes,
won't probably
sir.
won't see or hear from you till after Christmas, and then I'll still plan on doing an AMA, maybe just solo AMA on Christmas Eve with whoever's around and active. But yeah, Merry Christmas to the cat, and as always, vote the cat, and we'll see you guys later this week.
Heck yeah.